Hello there and welcome. I'd like to talk about Asperger syndrome and meltdowns. Now, I can only talk really from personal experience, although according to my own research and experiences from other individuals with Asperger syndrome, we do get these meltdowns. Now, the first question anybody else that's not familiar with the condition is, what are meltdowns? Well, simply put, they're kind of like, you could say temper tantrums as such, but it's not quite an accurate way of explaining it. There's no easy way to explain this. Put simply, our senses are quite heightened. That said, you got to imagine having to deal with hypersensitivity, being in overwhelming situations which the world seems really loud, feels way too much all the time. Eventually it does get on top of you, especially if you're going through stressful times and people are making you feel stressed. Now, some people with autism, etc., will react really violently. I tend to not do that. For one thing, I have a bit of a weird, I have a phobia of actually hurting people. I've got a very oversensitive feeling empathy, basically, where the idea of actually causing someone pain would hurt me more. Although, if someone pushes me way too far, especially on the, you could say, trigger points, then yes, I can get violent. But let's just say that people do have to push me very far. And I can say honestly that I've been in situations where honestly I have really felt so angry, and rightly so, where you'd actually feel justified, where most people would feel justified in using violence against certain individuals. But I have had the control to walk away from those situations many times over. So that's kind of good of me, you know. Because a real man isn't one that just runs into a fight. He's one that can actually take control and walk away from the situation. But I can get frustrated anyway. I can get these meltdowns personally quite somewhat infrequently, but there are days where you can just feel stressed out for no reason. There's just frustrations of your general life, and there's so much anger building up inside you, you just want to literally explode. Like little things that just don't go right. And it's all, I would describe it like, kind of like the Hulk complex, you know, where Bruce Banner is just literally trying to keep his anger at bay. But he's always in situations where if he lets out his anger, that beast, the Hulk, comes out. Or Anakin Skywalker giving in to his anger and hate into the dark side. Probably the Hulk analogy is probably much more appropriate here. Now, I don't think anybody with Asperger's syndrome or autism wants to physically hurt anyone, but it's basically losing control, which is very easy to do. The thing is, I do have I've learned some ways how to deal with this, and mainly it's to just try and stop for a moment. Now, I'm not talking about if you're in a situation where you're in danger or whatever, the first thing you should do is basically try and get away from the situation. But if you're in danger where people are threatening your life and you have to use violence, you have to defend yourself, you know, then you have to defend yourself. But generally, when you're feeling that you have gonna have a meltdown and you feel all the anger coming out, just try and be calm. Walk out of the situation. If you're around people and everything and you know you might upset or hurt people, walk away, go to a quiet place. Go to a place where you can actually calm your mind down. Do something that gets you back into, like, listen to your favourite music or something else where you can refocus your mind. Because that's one of the key things, how to deal with the difficult situations you deal with. It's sometimes just to take a back step and then calm yourself down, and then you can take control. Sometimes situations are way out of your depth, but sometimes if you can walk away, do it. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, I spend a lot of time on my own, so whilst I do interact with people, when it gets too much, I do kind of walk away. I do try to keep myself calm, because at the end of the day, yes, you can get angry at times, but you have to. But it's feeling the anger inside, and then there's controlling it. If you let loose all your anger, you're going to hurt somebody. You're going to cause pain. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose the people that care about you the most. You're going to end up hurting, and it's not fair on you, and it's not fair on them. So whilst I know how hard it can be, you do have to keep trying to just simply take a back step, walk away from the situation, and basically try and do something where you can retune your mind. That's what it comes down to. You just need to retune your mind, thinking, hang on a minute, this doesn't feel right. Obviously, when you have a meltdown and everything, you can get angry, you can lose you can let it out on your own, though. In a controlled, you need to find a controlled environment where you need to let off that steam. That's probably the average psychologist probably will tell you that that's not the right way to deal with it. Although, to be fair, when I was depressed, I actually had to deal with the psychologist, and they kind of used every cliche in the book. In fact, the advice was, quite frankly, stupid. But I'm a person that's had Asperger syndrome, that's got Asperger syndrome. I've dealt with it for in excess of 25 years. So believe you me when I tell you, sometimes you've got to walk. When you feel you're having a meltdown, just walk away and try and go into a calm place. That's the best advice I can give. That's essentially what I'm telling you, right? Obviously, there'll be times where you may not be able to do that, but just try and stop. Just keep on trying to stop yourself, because you don't want to hurt people, and you're going to feel terrible afterwards. You know, it's like with everything, giving in to your desires at times. Sometimes, while sometimes they feel good and everything, won't really give you satisfaction or make you feel any better. In fact, sometimes it makes you feel empty. So that's the best advice. Obviously, I've got different backgrounds, etc., from everybody else, but this is from my own experience. Anyway, thank you for watching.